All right, Shalom, Shalom. This is the brother Mayum coming at you from GMS Tampa Bay. First and foremost, I want to give all the praise and all the glory unto Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushai, Bahashim, Rakah HaKodash. Double honors to the elders, apostles of Great Millstone, and much blessing and salutations unto the Akim around the four corners of the earth who are diligently pushing out this truth and sincerity. And I want to start off this lesson. Salakia. I want to start off this lesson with, just speaking about this. Well, let me see if I can actually find this video. Because you had Marco Rubio just did an interview, or he spoke before he did a closed door briefing of everything that's going on out there in the Middle East. And so let me see. Let's see if I can find this video real quick. Boba Bashar, bear with me. Alright, because and I believe this was it here. Let me see.
Government urged Americans living in...
Just bear with me, Boba Bashar.
But the objective of this mission is the destruction of their ballistic missile capabilities.
Alright, so this is the video here is entitled off of Rubio briefs congressional leaders on Iran war. On Iran as lawmakers face questions on Capitol Hill. And let me actually pull over here real quick. It's lucky. I want to try to find this specific spot, and where he talks about Israel being the reason why they are being taken into this war. All right, but just give me 1 second, Boba Bashar, because hey man, this is something that us as prophets of Yahweh Shem Shai, we've been speaking on these things. Come on, dickhead. On these morons. But this is something that as prophets of Yahweh Shem Shai, we've been speaking on for a long time. And one of the main things that we've been mentioning, as far as this war, war of Armageddon, Armageddon, the mountain of troops, which is out there in the Middle East, is that these small hatters would be the reason why America would be brought into this war. And here in this clip that I'm gonna, Lord's will, I find it, I can play this clip. He basically tells you that the reason why they're in this war, or why they're even bombing Iran, they don't want to call it a war, but that's exactly what it is. The reason why they're out there is because Israel was going to attack Iran either way. Okay, but let me see if I can find this clip real quick. Bear with me, Boba Bashar.
Drones that they also have. They've been doing this for a very long time, and by the way, they've been doing it under sanction. You see the attacks they're conducting right now? They're attacking airports, they're attacking hotels, they're hitting not just military bases, they're attacking our embassies directly, they're attacking facilities that they would have to inflict damage on us. It's an unacceptable risk, especially in the hands of a regime who don't make geopolitical decisions. They make decisions. It is on or ahead of schedule. I will defer to the Department of War to discuss the progress being made at a tactical level, but it was the right decision and an important decision for the safety and security of the world.
Does Congress have to weigh in? Does Congress have to weigh in? Is the president declaring war, and does Congress have to weigh in? And was there an imminent threat? Did you tell lawmakers that there was an imminent threat?
There absolutely was an imminent threat, and the imminent threat was that we knew that if Iran was attacked, and we believed they would
And here it is. This is the part where he's going to tell you. He says that he knew, I'm going to restate what he just said. They knew that if Iran was attacked, that they would retaliate by attacking U.S. assets and bases out there in the Middle East. All right, so I'm going to rewind it and play it.
Attacked.
Imminent threat. Did you tell lawmakers that there was an imminent
There
threat?
absolutely was an imminent threat, and the imminent threat was that we knew that if Iran was attacked, and we believed they would be attacked, that they would immediately come after us. And we were not going to sit there and absorb a blow before we responded, because the Department of War assessed that if we did that, if we waited for them to hit us first after they were attacked, and by someone else, Israel attacked them, they hit us first, and we waited for them to hit us, we would suffer more casualties and more deaths. We went proactively in a defensive way to prevent them from inflicting higher damage. Had we not done so, there would have been hearings on Capitol Hill about how we knew that this was going to happen, and we didn't act preemptively to prevent more casualties and more loss of life.
Was forced to strike because of an impending Israeli action?
No, let me two things I would say. Number one is, no matter what, ultimately this operation needed to happen. That's the question of why now. But this operation needed to happen because Iran in about a year or a year and a half would cross the line of immunity, meaning they would have so many short-range missiles, so many drones, that no one could do anything about it because they could...
And these are the lies that they spread because, you know, for years they've been weeks away from coming up with, you know, ballistic missiles and with nuclear missiles. You know, it's been a narrative that's been pushed by Mr. Not a Jew, okay, for years and years, man. At this point, it's been decades that he's been spewing the same message. And guess what? All these years that have gone by, and they've been, every time he goes up to speak, they've been weeks away, days away, okay? And so here it is, they're with the same old rhetoric, man. And this is why the scriptures tell you, man, that you know, never trust thine adversary, for his iron rusted, so shall his wickedness, man. This devil, he just spews nothing but lies. Nothing this man can that he says can be trusted. He'll tell you one thing, that yeah, this is why we're going in here, but in all actuality, there's a whole different motive behind everything that he's doing, man. Okay, let's keep going on this real quick.
Hold the whole world hostage. Look at the damage they're doing now. And this is a weakened Iran. Imagine a year from now. So that had to happen. Obviously, we were aware of Israeli intentions and understood what that would mean for us, and we had to be prepared to act as a result of it. But this had to happen no matter what.
Secretary, President Trump said overnight that his top choices to now run Iran were killed in the strikes. Does the United States have a firm plan for how they intend to handle this power vacuum in Iran to ensure that an Iron hardliner does not take power?
So two things, and two things can be true. Number one is our mission and our focus is the destruction of their ballistic missile capabilities and their ability to manufacture them, as well as the threat posed by their Navy to global shipping. That's the objective. That said, we would not mind, we would not be heartbroken, and we hope that the Iranian people can overthrow this government and establish a new future for that country. We would love for that to be possible.
You see, so you know, that's pretty much the point. There's a part further on, but you know, pretty much he said it already. You know that these they knew the intentions of the Israelis, which the intentions of the Israelis was to attack, was to, you know, send missiles over to Iran. You know, and they knew, and again they knew what would come of that, so they had to get involved. And this is Jeremiah 50 and verse 45. Therefore hear ye the counsel of the Lord, that he hath taken against Babylon, and his purposes that he hath purposed against the land of the Chaldeans. And this is speaking about America here in these last days. Okay? America is that Babylon the Great, the virgin daughter of Babylon. All right? And it says, surely the least of the flock shall draw thee out, which the least of the flock is those small hatters. All right? The tribe of Amalek. All right? Those over there in the land calling themselves the Lord's people. Those are the least of the flock. And what did they say here? Surely the least of the flock shall draw them out. Let's go into the blue letter. Let's look up this word for to draw them out. All right. Jeremiah 50 and 45 in the blue letter. All right. Let's go the Strong's Concordance. Surely the least of the flock shall draw them out. So this is shachab, to drag, to trail along, to tear. Let's see what the Hebrew Chaldee lexicon say. Sachab, and it says to drag or drag along on the ground so as to sweep the earth, a dead body. Dogs, to drag, to pull or tear in pieces. To see, and this is what Iran has done, or Israel has done. They've pulled America into this war. Okay, they've dragged them into this, dragged them along. Okay, they basically left them with no other choice but to do what? To retaliate and to get involved into this war, man. And ultimately, this is going to lead to what's known as the War of Armageddon, because as we've seen, what Iran has been doing is retaliating by making a complete mess of the Middle East. They're just attacking every and anybody indiscriminately. Okay, and this is Joel chapter 3 and verse 9. Proclaim me this among the heathens, or among the Gentiles. Prepare war, wake up the mighty men. Let all the men of war draw near, let them come up. And this is what the Lord is doing at this current moment. And he's been doing this for years, but now we're getting to a point to where now these nations have already made the necessary preparations, and their spirits have been prepared for what is now about to happen. And with these different attacks that keep happening in these different countries out there, it's gonna be only a matter of time before more and more nations begin to become involved in this war, and this thing turns into a global war. Okay, so it says, beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. Assemble yourselves and come all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together round about. Thither cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Lord. And again, the nations are assembling themselves. You have nations that are preparing themselves for potentially being dragged into this war, as America got involved into this because they were pulled into it. Okay? They were drawn into this war. Okay? They were drawn into it. So now they had to assemble all that military power out there in the Middle East for what? For shits and giggles? No, man, for war. And it's going to continue to intensify, man, until this place, America, gets shot at. Because that's going to be the end result of all this chaos that's taking place around the earth. Is America's going to be destroyed from coast to coast. All right? It says, verse 12, let the heathen be awakened and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat, for there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about. And that's what the Lord is going to do. He's going to judge all the heathen. Okay? That's why he's gathering everyone over there in the Middle East. So that ultimately all these different nations, okay, of the earth that had a hand in the captivity of Judah and Israel, all right, the northern and the southern kingdom, all of them had a hand in the downfall of the Israelites, and all of them are going to pay, okay, for the acts that they've committed towards the Lord's people. Okay? But that's pretty much it. You know, I seen this video, and, you know, as soon as he said that they knew what Israel was going to do, and they knew that if Israel went ahead and bombed Iran, that Iran would retaliate by not only attacking Israel, but, you know, attacking U.S. personnel and assets out there. So, you know, hey, man, the scriptures are being fulfilled before our very eyes. And let's close out with this in Habakkuk chapter 2. And verse 1, it says, I will stand upon my watch and set me upon the tower, and will watch to see what he will say unto me, and what I shall answer when I am reproved. And the Lord answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it. And this is what we're doing. And we've been doing this. The prophets of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai have been out here telling you and making plain these parables of the scriptures, by showing you the news articles, by showing you the news videos, okay, of all the things that is taking place on the earth, and how they correspond with the word of the Lord. Okay? And this that's going on over there in the Middle East with Israel involving America is a part of the scriptures, man. We read it, Jeremiah 50 and 45. The least of the flock shall draw thee out. Okay? And it's going to lead to the destruction of America. Point blank, period. All right. So, hey, with that, Lord's will, this was edifying. I want to give all the praise and all the glory unto Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rachah HaKodash. Double honors to the elders, apostles of Great Millstone, and much blessing and salutations unto the Akim around the four corners of the earth, who are diligently pushing out this truth and this truth and sincerity. With that, I say Shalom.